So welcome to our last topic for the MD STEM Club, weather. And we're going to look at two programs that extend what we did last week. So this is part two of weather. And our first program is using this hardware. The microbit is on BitMaker, and it's using the Grove 4 digital display, and that's connected to port 0. And we have the BME 280, and that's connected to the I2C port on BitMaker. And this week we're adding an additional module, and it's an electric motor with a fan on it. So it's a personal fan that's connected to a motor control, another Grove device, and it connects to port 16. So what you need to do is plug in with a Grove cable to port 16, and we make sure that our software is compatible with that. And in the second program, we're going to add an additional component to port 2. But at the moment, we'll do a simple program, and it has a disadvantage that the set point will be fixed in software at 25 degrees. So only if the temperature is above 25 degrees, it will turn on the fan. So let's demonstrate to see how it works. So just like last time, we can set the value that we put on the 4-digit display, and if we press A, we can see the temperature. If we press B, we can see the humidity, and if we press A and B, we can see the pressure. So you can see the pressure here is 1004. Now, the difference on this program is that we use an additional button, the logo button, which is just here. And if we set that and the temperature is above 25 degrees, then our fan will turn on. Okay, so at the moment the temperature is 24, so our fan is not going to turn on. So we have to make an adjustment to this program, and the way we do that is to use a potentiometer. So this is a Grove device, and it's going to go into port 2. So you just connect that there, and stay tuned, and we'll demonstrate that. Okay, let's start the coding for our first program. So from your USB stick, take the program that we looked at last week. It was the last program that we were working on. So we're going to use this as a template. And on your USB memory stick, the program is called Weather 6B. Now, there are a couple of adjustments to this. We're not going to do any logging, so we'll get rid of that block, and we'll change the log flag into a fan flag. So we'll go to variables, and where it says log flag, we'll just rename that as fan flag. And that'll ripple through the program. So we've got fan flag is being set false. And the way we're going to use that, if the fan flag is true and the temperature is between, say, is above 25 degrees, we will turn on a fan. So just make sure that you've got your fan connected to port 16. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to set a temperature where we want to switch the fan on. So we'll go to variables and create a new variable. And it's going to be called fan minimum temperature. And it's going to be fixed. So we'll drag that across, and we'll just put it under the fan flag, and we'll set that at 25. And the idea is if the temperature is above 25 and it's fixed, we'll turn on the fan. And as long as the logo button has been pressed. So if the logo button has been pressed, we'll set that. Now, we need to set up two new functions, one to turn off the fan, and we can do that as part of the on start block. So we'll scroll down, select functions, and we make a new function, and that's turn fan off. And we'll drag that empty block down just under here, and we're going to call it from the on start. So we're going to turn off the fan as one of the first things. Turn off the fan before we pause and exit the on start. Now to turn off the fan, we're going to introduce a new series of statements or commands. And if we go to the pins block, have a look at that, and you'll notice that there's digital, analog, quite a few commands, and there's some more over here. But we're going to select the first group. And in the first group, the second one, drag that across. And you'll notice that it says digital write pin, but we've got that on 16, not 0. And we're going to turn off the fan, so it'll be 0. And we'll show an icon on the microbit LED display when we do that. So if we drag an icon down, we'll show that the fan is off. We need to do a complementary one for turning the fan on. So we'll go back to functions and create a function, and it will be turn fan on. It's very similar to the previous one. Just bring it down, make a bit of space. It's going to be a bit bigger. Now, we're going to do something similar, but we do the opposite. So we set that at 1 when we turn the fan on, and we'll show on the icons a tick that indicates that the fan is on. But we need to do a little bit more than that. When we check our flag, we need to call the, so when the flag has been set, we need to turn the fan on. So what we'll do is call that function. And if the fan flag is off, we'll turn off the fan. So that group of functions is finished. We might adjust these ones to show what the value is when we turn on the fan here by the logo. We'll just show on the 4-digit display what that value is. So we'll go to Grove, show a number, and when it's true, we want to show the fan number. So you need to go and select that from variables, and that's the fan temperature, minimum fan temperature, and we're going to show on the an F that we've selected fan. Okay, so everything else should be the same. Now, we need to set an additional condition on turning on the fan. So only when the only when the temperature is above 25 degrees, we'll switch on the fan. So we go to logic and carry out that condition. So we need a comparison from the logic statements, bring that across and populate that with the variables. The first one is the temperature that you measure, which is my temperature. If my temperature is greater than the minimum temperature, which is fan minimum temperature, bring that across. And we set that as a condition for turning on the fan. So just move things across so they're easier to read. We'll just increase the screen size so you can see that. Now we apply the condition. So we've got two conditions. The first one is the logo button has been pressed. And if the logo button, fan flag will be set. And then we carry out the condition. If my temperature is greater than, we turn on the fan. Now, well, just add another one. If my temperature is less than the minimum temperature, we'll turn off the fan. Set that to 0. And we could have called this whole one down here. It's an alternative way of doing it. So you could either do it this way or just duplicate. Or alternatively, you could call turn fan off. So if you go to functions and select turn fan off, we're turning the fan off if it doesn't meet the temperature condition. And we'll just check everything now. So we should be okay now for when the logo's pressed. Right at the start, we have made a couple of changes. One change is to set the fan flag and the fan minimum temperature at 25. And we're going to call this program temp temperature 3, so temp 3. We'll call it temp fan 3, temp fan 3. And we'll do the same right on top. Temp fan 3. And what we'll do is just check the program, make sure that we're happy with it, and we'll download that to our computer and download it to our microbit. So have a go and see if that one works. See if you're happy with that one.